transfer portal quarterback destinations. All right, so we're not going off of like this tremendous intel. We're not telling you. You guys know the same stuff as us right now. All the rumors around where these guys could be going or might be going, we have the same deck we're dealing here. So we're going to kind of call our shot here and predict where we think these top guys are going. Before we get to that, though, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. Talking college football every single day. It's portal season. Portal season means there's going to be news around the clock, and I promise you, if you want to be dialed into the nth degree and not miss a thing, On3 right here, this YouTube channel, this show, The Hard Count, is the best place to be. Also, would not hurt to follow our guy Pete Nakos, who is the equivalent of Kobe scoring 81 right now when it comes to his portal coverage. Also, the transfer portal _ is the Twitter handle for On3. Again, best portal coverage in the game. Make sure you're dialed in here. Follow both those socials to stay dialed in as much as possible. All right, so let's kind of get to this now. Dillon Gabriel, I think is, supported by his numbers, the most proven commodity when it comes to the transfer portal and these quarterbacks. So where is he going? I think you look for fit if you're a quarterback in the portal. I think you look for scheme. And I think Dillon Gabriel to Oregon fits like a Lululemon t-shirt. Because if I'm Dillon Gabriel, I say, okay, who in college football matches my skill set most closely and had success? I look at Dillon Gabriel, see a guy who's really efficient, knows where to go with the football, really good in the short to intermediate, has the ability to push the ball downfield as well, good athleticism. I look at Bo Nix and I say, okay, I think I can do what he did. I think I can play that kind of style of football. And also, we have 1 year for Dillon Gabriel. We got 1 year to show our stuff and double down on what we do best. You say Mississippi State, hey, JD, Jeff Lebby's his guy. It's probably true, 100%. But what has the lowest risk for 1 year? What has the lowest risk from a system perspective, from a roster perspective? I love Mississippi State. I love Jeff Lebby there, but I don't know if there's the weapons that I need to make the best audition for the NFL. Also, when it comes to the portal, let's follow the socials. Let's trust the gram a little bit. Dillon Gabriel following a lot of the players and the folks at Oregon right now. I'm just saying, it's portal season. Take every clue you can get. Now, another individual who's kind of given us some clues, and this is probably the highest confidence that I think all of us have when it comes to an individual going to a certain school. That's Riley Leonard, number 5 player in the transfer portal for us here at On3. I think he's going to Notre Dame. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Taking an official visit to Notre Dame this Thursday and this Wednesday, or rather Wednesday, Thursday, per Pete Nakos. Let's not overthink this. This makes the most sense. Riley Leonard probably is saying something like, I want to be an NFL quarterback, so in this upcoming season, I want to position myself in the best spot, the best next location, to show NFL scouts what I can do. NFL scouts probably want to see Riley Leonard play in a pro-style system. Notre Dame checks that box. And Notre Dame is saying, well, hey, Riley, we have a certain individual in Sam Hartman who actually also transferred here, wanted to do the same thing as you, and I have to imagine helped his draft stock by playing in our offensive system, by playing in our pro-style attack. So come here, do what he did. We have the proof of concept already laid out for you. We're going to challenge everything, as Marcus Freeman says. I expect them to be also active in terms of getting him more weapons through the portal, so keep an eye on that. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think you do what's best for your system, do what's best for your audition for the NFL. I think Riley Leonard to Notre Dame makes a ton of sense. Now, the number 1 player in the transfer portal is Cam Ward. Obviously, a quarterback by nature of the segment. This was a tricky one because there is a lot of schools that are in the Cam Ward sweepstakes. I believe Miami's in the mix, USC's in the mix, a couple other schools in the mix as well. I'm going to go ahead and call my shot here. I'm going to say it's Ohio State. And the reason why I say that, it makes sense for Cam Ward because this is the next highest possible rung he could climb to. Because think about his journey now. Started at Incarnate Word, balled out. Okay, great. A lot of schools come knocking. Goes to Washington State in the Pac-12. Power 5 conference, played against great competition. Probably was the best conference in college football this past offseason from a depth perspective. Balled out. Now he's in the portal. And so if I'm Cam Ward, I'm saying, okay, where is the biggest stage I can play on? Everyone's going to see my games. Play in a system with a ton of weapons around me. Proven system in the sense that if you go and play at Ohio State, they have a track record of quarterbacks being first-round draft picks, being Heisman Trophy finalists. Ohio State checks a lot of boxes. So I think for Cam Ward, that makes a ton of sense. And I would love to see him in the Scarlet and Gray. I think that'll be a great fit for him. Now for Ohio State, very clearly they're in the portal quarterback market. And I think for them, Cam Ward, I think, fits a lot of their needs. Because if I'm Ohio State, the goal is, of course, we say it all the time, undefeated season, beat Michigan, college football playoff berth, national title. Okay? Like that is the standard at Ohio State. And the difference maker in my mind the last couple of years against Ohio State, whenever they play Michigan, J.J. McCarthy dropping back, play breaks down, ad-lib central, backyard football, running right, throwing left, like just kind of making plays happen with his feet, being a dual threat quarterback. The last couple of guys for Ohio State, as good as they've been in C.J. Stroud and Kyle McCord, they're not that dual threat mold. And I think that would have, at the very least, given them a better chance against Michigan should they have had someone like a Cam Ward. And so in that way, I expect whoever Ohio State is getting in the portal to be a dual threat guy. But I think Cam Ward to Ohio State makes a ton of sense. We're calling our shot. We'll take him headed to Columbus. Now, number 3 player in the transfer portal is quarterback Will Howard. This is similar to Cam Ward, like kind of murky right now. You're not really sure where he could be headed. If I'm Will Howard, I'm headed to the most quarterback-friendly system I can find. And to me, that's USC. Derek Young from On3 already reported that Lincoln Riley went to visit Will Howard in Manhattan, Kansas. The track record speaks for itself. Heisman Trophy guys, Jalen Hurts in the way that he developed after being under Lincoln Riley. I mean, it's night and day in my estimation from his time at Oklahoma, from his time at Alabama before that, and now being in the NFL and all his success there. USC flexes the muscle that Will Howard would like to make most visible to NFL scouts, which is I can throw the football. And I believe he can. Watching him deal the pill around the yard like a shady pharmacist, I thought it was really impressive against Texas. Like he went for 4 touchdowns. He kept them in that game, willed them back into that game. And I think with USC throwing the ball 57% of the time, if I'm Will Howard, I say, okay, you've seen me in the Kansas State offense. I did what I was asked to do, played a lot of football, won us a Big 12 title, but I'm going to go to LA. I'm going to throw the ball all over the place, going to play in the Big 10, and then you can decide what you think about me if you're an NFL scout. So I like that fit. I think that's probably where I could see him headed to. Now, to be clear, Cam Ward to USC would also make a ton of sense. We'll see if that happens or not, but we're calling our shot there for Will Howard to be the guy in Los Angeles. One more here for you. Number 4 player in the transfer portal is Dante Moore, transferring from UCLA to, we'll see where he ends up going. At one point in time during his recruitment in high school, he was committed to Oregon. You could see that as a fit. At one point in time, Michigan was in the mix for him when he was a high school recruit. Guys from Detroit. Michigan and Oregon both make sense to me, but I think for Dante Moore, there's an emphasis for him on playing right away. That's how I feel about it. That's what it was for him coming out of high school. A big reason why he flipped to UCLA to play for Chip Kelly. But if I'm Dante Moore and I want to give myself the highest % chance to play, I'm going to Michigan State. Michigan State, again, a place close to home, a place that needs a quarterback desperately, and a place if you're Dante Moore, you can step in, be the man, grow with that new staff, grow with Jonathan Smith. I think that makes a lot of sense. So we'll take Dante Moore to Michigan State there as the shot we are calling. So Prediction Tuesday, taking a little bit of a different twist in terms of our predictions for these transfer portal quarterbacks. To recap it for you, Dillon Gabriel, I'm going to go ahead and predict he's headed to Eugene to play Oregon, or to play for Oregon, rather. Trust the gram. Riley Leonard, where there's smoke, there's fire. Let's not overthink this. I'll go ahead and take him to Notre Dame. Cam Ward, it's a very mutualistic relationship. If he were to go to Ohio State, he gets a big stage. Ohio State gets a mobile quarterback. Everybody's happy. Will Howard, I want to flex the muscle throwing the football. I'll go to a place that throws the football a whole heck of a lot for Lincoln Riley and develops quarterbacks. We'll take him to USC. And Dante Moore, we'll go ahead and call our shot to have him head somewhere where he's going to play and be close to home. Michigan State, for us, makes the most sense. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.